What's up, everyone? I'm late again, but we got the Oscar nominations, and I want to talk about them and give my predictions as every other film YouTuber has at the minute. So let's get into it. First, we have actress in a supporting role. The nominees being Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value, Inga Lilius for Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan for Weapons, Wunmi Mosaku for Sinners, and Teyana Taylor for One Battle After Another. And I'm predicting Amy Madigan for Weapons. Honestly, just doing this as a bit of a bit. I'm going to be real. Weapons basically has no Oscar noms. I think it's so out of left field to be here. You never see horror films really being nominated for Oscars. So, yeah, I'm going to predict that. And if it ends up happening, it will be the biggest long shot of my life, but it will be so fucking funny. And I'm just going to quickly say, I think Mia Goth was snubbed for Frankenstein. She was great, but yeah, I'm picking Weapons for the bit. Then we have makeup and hairstyling. The nominees being Frankenstein, Coco, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, and The Ugly Stepsisters. And I'm going to give it to The Smashing Machine. The Safdie brothers are great, and you'll see that Josh Safdie's film last year, being Marty Supreme, is on here loads. And, you know, Benny doesn't really have a lot on here. He has Smashing Machine and that's it. And I think people are suckers for when you take a famous actor and make them look unrecognizable like Benny has in The Smashing Machine with Dwayne Johnson. So I'm going to guess Smashing Machine. Next, we have original score. And the nominees are Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. And before I give my answer, real quick, where the fuck is the Marty Supreme nomination? That score is amazing. It's everyone's been asking this. Why was there no Marty Supreme nomination for original score? I mean, it has 16 other noms, so I suppose I can live with this. But still, what a snubbing. But yeah, the obvious answer for original score is Sinners, so that's my prediction. Next, we have live action short films. The nominees being Butcher's Stain, A Friend of Dorothy, Jane Austen's period drama, The Singers, and Two People Exchanging Saliva. My prediction, Two People Exchanging Saliva. It's like the only one I've actually heard of on this like nominee list. So I'm going to guess that. In the animated short films, the nominees being Butterfly, Forever Green, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Retirement Plan, and The Three Sisters. Again, probably sounds really bad of me, you know, self-proclaimed cinephile, not seen any of these animated short films. I'm just not really a short film guy. Same goes for documentaries. But if I had to guess, I'm just going to throw something at the wall. Retirement Plan. Is that a good guess? Let me know in the comments. Next, we have adapted screenplay. The nominees being Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Train Dreams. And I'm giving it Frankenstein. I thought Frankenstein was amazing. I really think that's going to win. In original screenplay, the nominees being Blue Moon, It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. I know Sinners is great, but nothing is stopping me from thinking Marty Supreme will win original screenplay here. Next, actor in supporting role. Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo for Sinners, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value, and I'm going to guess Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. The Skarsgårds just don't play. They always bring their A game, so I really think Stellan winning an award, an Oscar for his role here is fair enough. If I recall, he was the Skarsgård in Infinity Pool, I think he was, and he was amazing in that. So yeah. Next, we have casting. The nominees being Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, and Sinners. I really wanted to give this to Sinners, but Marty Supreme is just too good in its casting. And I went over that in my in-depth review, which I really recommend you watching because I'm very proud of that video. And so you can hear my thoughts on the casting in depth. But to just basically say it shortly, they casted actors who were like their characters in real life, and it just made those characters even more believable and likable and empathetic. It was great. I really think Marty Supreme will win this. Next, we have costume design. The nominees being Avatar Fire and Ash, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sinners. Again, really wanted to give it to Sinners or Marty Supreme, but I decided to go rogue with this one. And Avatar Fire and Ash. That's what I'm picking because they always go hard with the costuming in these films. So yeah, that's my guess. The next category being original song. The nominees are Dear Me for Diane Warren Relentless, Golden for K-Pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You for Sinners, Sweet Dreams of Joy for Vivi Verdi, and Train Dreams for Train Dreams. I mean, it's obvious enough. I Lied to You for Sinners is amazing. That was going to be my pick. And I certainly wasn't giving it to that K-pop Demon Hunters slop. That film was everywhere to the point where it's just made me not want to watch it. I honestly despise it. I've seen clips. I've seen it on my living room TV at friends' houses. I just don't want anything to do with it. And if it wins, I will take it as a personal slight at me from the Academy. Category, documentary feature film, The Alabama Solution, Come See Me in the Good Light, Cutting Through Rocks, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, and The Perfect Neighbor. I'm picking Mr. Nobody Against Putin as my prediction. I'm not elaborating. I don't want to get into politics, but you can gather why I'm picking. Next category, documentary short film, All the Empty Rooms, Armed Only with a Camera, The Life and Death of Brent Renaud, Children No More, Were and Are Gone, The Devil is Busy, and Perfectly a Stranger. And again, I liked a lot of these, so I had a hard time picking, which is surprising because, as I've said, I don't like short films. I don't really like documentaries, but there were some bangers this year. And to try and pick between, some of my favorites this year being Armed Only with a Camera and, Children No More and The Devil is Busy, really difficult. But I'm gonna say Armed Only with a Camera. That's gonna be my guess. I originally wanted to say The Devil is Busy, but as I'm recording this, I'm gonna switch my answer to Only with a Camera as my prediction. Next category, international feature film, The Secret Agent, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, Sirat, and The Voice of Hin Rahab. Again, don't watch a lot of international films. Really should get on it. I really need to. It's a big flaw in my movie watching experience. I don't watch enough of them. So I'm just guessing Sentimental Value here. Next category, animated feature films. We have Arco, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie or the Character of Rain, and Zootopia 2. I'm picking Zootopia 2. It's just a bit of an obvious pick. It's got great reviews, from people who have seen it. It's just an obvious pick, I reckon. I think this one has got it in the bag. Next category is production design, and we have Frankenstein, Hamnet, Mighty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners as the nominees. And I'm noticing as I read these out, a lot of the categories just have the same 5 nominees, being Frankenstein, Hamnet, Mighty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. Fair enough, because they are banger picks, which is why I couldn't really decide on this one. But you know what? I'm just going to be biased. I'm going to give it to my favourite film out of the lot, Mighty Supreme. Next category, film editing. We have F1, Mighty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. Again, obvious pick, Mighty Supreme. The editing in that film is superb. They make something that should be boring and slow and you wouldn't give a fuck about, that being ping pong, look so intense and amazing. Obvious pick for editing. Next category is sound. We have F1, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Sirat. Again, I'm giving it to F1 kind of as a bit because I just think it's ridiculous that F1 has this many nominees. If it wins, greatest long shot of my life. We have visual effects. The nominees being Avatar, Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners. And my prediction is Avatar, Fire and Ash. Again, same as costume design where I picked Avatar. They don't play around with the visual effects, so I will not be surprised if that wins, which is why it's my prediction. Next category is cinematography. The options being Frankenstein, Mighty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Train Dreams. Again, could have just been biased and picked my favourite film being Mighty Supreme, but I've just got to be objective. Frankenstein had amazing cinematography, and I don't think I picked it enough for, the category, so I really want Frankenstein to win that one. Next, we have actor in a leading role. We have Timothée Chalamet for Mighty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. Okay, so I would like Leonardo DiCaprio to win for One Battle After Another. I would. That's not what I'm picking. It's not my prediction. But because I don't think he has an Oscar yet. So it would be cool for him to finally get one because he's one of the greatest actors of all time. I think we can all agree on that. I could see a world where Michael B. Jordan wins for Sinners because that is the popular consensus amongst the normie crowds. They're always I see so many people like, bro, he's got to win. He's got to win. He played 2 different characters. Brother, I'm so sorry. I know you don't watch enough films. That's not impressive. People have been doing that for years. Adam Sandler did that in fucking Jack and Jill from 2009. And you don't see anyone saying that should have won an Oscar. It's just, I don't know, I just feel like the picks here are kind of stupid. So Obviously, I'm going for my GOAT, white boy of the last couple of years, Timothée Chalamet, Mighty Supreme. He's going to win actor in a leading role. He has to. Then we have actress in a leading role. We have Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue, Renee Revis for Sentimental Value, and Emma Stone for Begonia. Going to be honest, seen none of these. Had been meaning to get round to quite a few of them. Just didn't, because I've been really lacking on my films last year. But this year I'm trying to watch one a day and I'm keeping up. So I'll probably get round to these ones before the Oscars come out, and make any corrections in the comments, because I don't want to leave this video any longer because it's already, taking ages. I'm going to say Emma Stone for Begonia, though. She never fails with her performances. So I think she might win. Next category, we have directing. The nominees are Hamnet, Mighty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. And I'm giving it Mighty Supreme, obviously. Amazing directing in that film. Everything about that film is brilliant. I've said it before. Go and watch my review if you want an in-depth review and all my thoughts on the film. But yeah, Mighty Supreme wins directing, hands down. Finally, the big one, the one we're all waiting for, Best Picture. We have Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Mighty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Train Dreams. And you know me, you know how much I've been glazing this film. It's got to be Mighty Supreme. That's going to be the one that wins for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my predictions for the Oscars and who's going to win. What are your predictions? Let me know down below. And I'm going to come back to this video when the Oscars are actually out and I do my Oscars reaction video and see just how wrong I was. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I decided to make it because in the last couple of years, I've sort of just tweeted out my predictions. But I've seen so many people doing videos about their predictions and they look fun. Now, I want to put my thoughts out there in a more dynamic way than just a fucking 4 Twitter link spread, So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye.